Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. We are sitting in front of my TBR cart right now, obviously. There are a lot of books on here and I feel like there's a lot more books on here than there was when I did this 2 months ago now, I think it was, because I didn't pick a TBR last month. But we are picking my August TBR in this video. This is kind of a different angle. You guys have never seen this before. These are my dressers in my room, so very exciting. So I'm just gonna sit back, relax, and we're gonna be picking off of this physical TBR. We're gonna be using everyone's favorite wheel spin. I have a list of colors on here that we're gonna be using to pick my TBR. I'm gonna pick 6 books this month. I know I read almost 10 last month. I read 9. If you haven't seen my July wrap up, you should definitely go check that out if you want to see what books I read last month. But I'm only gonna pick 6 because I want to be able to kind of read some other books if I don't want to read the books that I pick, but I'm gonna try and pick books that I really want to read, and that's why I really like the colors, because I feel like it gives me a lot of freedom. So the first color is going to be, I'm spinning it, is gonna be little jingle there, green. Okay, green. Oh, it matches my shirt. Okay, I don't think I have like a ton of green books, but I definitely have some, so we're gonna look through and see if we can find all of the green books. They're kind of just in here. I'd say like that's green. I don't know. Green. This is green. Oh. This is green. This is green. Okay. Blue, I think. Okay. So I picked out all my green books and I have 4. I have Thunderhead by Neal Shusterman, which is the second book in the Scythe series. Scythe. My boyfriend always gets mad at me when I say it wrong, but so I have tried and put this on my TBR for probably like 2 months in a row and I never read it. So I think that this is just gonna have to be one where I grab this and read this like when I want to, so I'm not gonna put it on the TBR. This is Woman on Fire by Lisa Barr. This is like just a fiction, like a woman's fiction. I don't think there's like romance in here. This is Need Me by Tessa Bailey. I don't know if this is, oh, this is the second book in a series, so I don't think that I can, the final. Guys, where's the first one? Oh, is Chase Me the first one? Okay, so this is the second book in a series, so I can't read that. So maybe if we get read, I will read the first one, but okay. And then Love at First Book by Jen McKinley, which was supposed to be my July book club book with my sister, but we never ended up doing it. So I think I'm gonna have to pick this one just because I want to I want to read this book because I was supposed to read it in July and I never did, so, or I was supposed to read it in June. This is my June book club book with my sister, so that's kind of crazy. I'm definitely gonna put this on the TBR and maybe I can read it this month. So I'm just gonna like, I don't know, just put it to the side. I have nowhere I can put it where I can like display and show you, so. So let's pick. I'm not gonna remove it because I do have other books with that color. If we get it again, I might just re-roll because I don't want to get it like twice in a row, but okay. So it's time to pick the second book. Okay, I'm spinning it. This is always so weird. I feel like this is so silent. Okay, purple. I got purple, which is very exciting. So let's pick a purple book. I feel like I have a lot, but I also feel like I don't have that many. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I have a lot, but not at all. The third book in the Scythe series and the third book in the Atlas 6 series are both purple, but I haven't read the second one, so I feel like I can't. Is this purple? No. Okay. What color would you like say that this is? Because I feel like it gives me purple vibes, but I don't know. You know? So I've picked out, again, 4 books that are purple, all wildly different shades, especially this, which I think that some people might argue that this is not purple, but it is to me. It's more purple than I think it's blue. So obviously that is Funny Story by Emily Henry. This is a very anticipated read for me, so I might end up picking this one. I won't lie, but I will go through the rest of them. This is The Dating Plan by Sarah Desai, I think is how you say that. It's kind of like a fake dating, I think, and this book is just really pretty, so I've kind of been wanting to read this for a while, but I've never, like, I haven't gotten to it yet. And and I've had this book for probably like 2 years now. This is Finale by Stephanie Garber. This is the last book in the Caraval trilogy. I've been wanting to read this one because I've really been wanting to get to the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, and this is the last book that I have to read before that, but I don't know, I'm just not like in a fantasy mood right now, so I don't know if I'm gonna be this month. And then this book, which I just got, feels kind of purple to me. It's kind of like a dark purpley color. This is called The Loneliest Girl in the Universe by Lauren James. This is like a YA, kind of like a random book that I picked up that I don't know if people have, like if this is popular and people have been talking about this, but it's just about a girl who left Earth by herself and she's on a spaceship and she meets a guy, I think. I'm not sure. It's a mystery thriller, but they're in space, basically, and that just sounds kind of exciting to me, but I don't know, it's hard to say. Part of me wants to pick Funny Story because I've been really wanting to read this and I can't take it to school with me, so I have to read it while I'm home, but I leave in 2 weeks, so that means I have to read this book in 2 weeks. And then the other part of me wants to read this book because it sounds really good, but I don't know. Maybe we'll get purple again. I think I'm gonna put The Loneliest Girl in the Universe on my TBR, just because this is not like a super popular book, and it's also like pretty short, so yeah, it's only 303 pages, so I feel like I could definitely read this. I can't believe I just passed on putting an Emily Henry book on my TBR. I feel like every single time I do one of these TBR videos, Emily Henry's on there. I'm just gonna leave the other ones down there. Okay, so let's pick the third book. I feel like this process is a little bit long, but also really quick, just because I'm just picking, like spinning for colors, but I feel like the actual picking is hard because I have a lot of books, and if we get pink, a lot of these are pink. I feel like a lot of them are also red, because romance books are kind of like these bright, fun, pretty colors, you know? But anyway, let's spin. I also have a lot of black books, so I'm kind of like hoping it lands on black. That'd be kind of... Oh, I literally thought it was gonna land on black, but it's like inverted. Okay. It's blue. I do have quite a few blue books as well, so let's just see. I have this one, I don't know. I think I might have more blue than I have like pink or anything else. What color would you say this book is? Because the spine of it is green, but I didn't put it in with the green ones. Where's it go? This is totally green. I should have put that in with the green. Maybe it's orange. I feel like that's more of an orange vibe. What color would you say this is? Because I would say blue. Here are all of the blue books that I have on my physical TBR. It's quite a lot. So let's just go through the list, I guess. Okay, so first is The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. This is, I want to say like, it's a love story, but I also heard that it was kind of like mystery vibes. I'm not really sure what is in this. I think it's like supposed to be a love story. I'm actually not really sure what this is about, honestly. My sister read it and she thinks it's really good, so that's why I've been wanting to read it. This is actually her book that I took from her, so. This is The Companion by Katie Allender. Katie Allender, that makes more sense. This is a horror thriller book. I think that she's the only one who survived like a horrible accident. Everyone, like her whole family was killed. And then I think, I don't know, she gets like nightmares and stuff in like a house. I don't know. I've just heard good things. So, okay. The Layover by Lacey Walden is a romance, short and sweet, about a pilot and a flight attendant, I want to say. They get kind of stuck in a layover in like this tropical island and they have to spend basically the weekend together, and I've also heard really good things about this. I don't know what color this is considered, but I feel like it has the most blue on it than anything else. Like there's blue all over the back, so I said blue. This one is probably not as blue, but I don't know. There's only one other color on here. This is The Summer Girl by Elle Kennedy. This is, I think, a second chance romance, but I just love Elle Kennedy. Olivia Blake's Alone with You in the Ether. I have been trying to read this for months and months now. I've had this book for like probably since it came out, and I heard it was a love story. I've heard it's really good. I love Olivia Blake's writing. I am not ashamed to say that I think I was reading her like fan fictions on like Wattpad and stuff when she was writing on there, and I loved that. And then she published traditionally like a real book, and I've been obsessed with Atlas 6 ever since, and I really want to read this book. So, Dead 11 by Jimmy Giuliano. I actually started this book a little bit ago and never finished it. I was listening to it on audiobook like while I was working, so I think I would definitely have to go back and reread it. But this is a mystery, I believe, about like an island that's stuck in like the 90s or something, and they talk about, yeah, everyone has a strange obsession with the year 1994, and they talk about the O.J. Simpson like car chase. They watch it every night, which is like kind of strange and weird. But The Dinner List by Rebecca Surley, I think that I'm like 90 or 70% of the way through this in an audiobook that I don't have anymore, that I borrowed from the library, so I want to finish it, but I think I would have to go back and like reread the whole thing, and I just feel like I wasn't that interested in it. It's like it's kind of just like based completely off the idea of like, if you would have dinner with 5 people, dead or alive, who would it be? And then it's basically like her dinner with the 5 people, dead or alive, and I think it's kind of interesting. It's kind of like a love story, and also like just kind of like a story about this woman's life, and I think it's definitely something that I can't listen to because I don't think I was really understanding it when I was listening to it, but that's okay. This is Delirium by Lauren Oliver. This is like a dystopian YA book about the future, like a dystopian society where they treat love as like a disease, and they kind of like take that away from you, and I think the girl in this like falls in love, and she doesn't want to like get her love be taken away. This is Sarah. This is like one of her favorite books, and she actually just recently read one of my favorite books, so I kind of think that I should read this soon, but I did tell her that I didn't want to read it if I wasn't in the mood for it, and I don't know if I'm in the mood for it yet, but I definitely want to read this soon. I just feel like I definitely have to be in the mood for it because it's her favorite book, so I don't want to like not be in the mood for it and then not like it just because I'm not in the mood for it, if that makes sense. And then last but not least, The Weekenders by Mary Kay Andrews. I think that I bought this because I wanted to read it on vacation, and I never ended up going on vacation, so I think that this will have to wait until next year. Unfortunately, we'll probably have to wait until next summer. So let's just pick like maybes and maybe nots. Okay, so I've narrowed it down to 6. The Companion sounds really interesting to me. I really want to get into like mystery thrillers, horror books even, so that's crazy to say because I hate horror movies, but some of my most favorite movies are horror movies. But anyway, I really want to get into like more thriller books, so I feel like if like it's on my TBR, I feel like I like have to read it, you know? This one just doesn't feel blue enough to me. I feel like I'd be letting you guys down if I picked this for blue, so I'm not going to. The Layover, I feel like would be like a nice cute romance, but I already have 2. No, I already have 1 romance. Well, I guess I have 2. I don't know if that Loneliest Girl in the Universe is a romance or not, but I'm just gonna put that in the maybe. This is my sister's book. This book recently came out on paperback, and I kind of want to get it in a paperback if I'm gonna read it, so I'm probably not gonna put this on the TBR just because I'm probably gonna get it in a paperback if I want to read it. I just don't like reading hardcovers, to be honest. I'm not like the biggest hardcover fan, especially a book that's like is this long. I feel like it's just uncomfortable to like read. I don't know, you know what I mean? And sorry Sarah, I know that if you're watching this, I don't think I'm gonna read this month, and if I do, it will be off the TBR just because I don't want to put this on my TBR and then feel pressure to read it and then not like it. So okay, I've narrowed it down to 3, and it just depends on if I want like a scary book or a romance or kind of like a deep and meaningful romance. I don't know. I think I'm probably gonna put, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like also video ideas that I have, so I don't know. I think I'm gonna put The Layover on my TBR. These are all kind of like short books also, but I think I'm definitely gonna put that on there. I've decided. I'm gonna put The Layover on there. I think that's a good choice. Let's pick the 4th book. So we are halfway there, halfway done. Let's pick a new color to pick a new book. This is fun for me. I don't know. I feel like I kind of enjoy it this way of doing it just because, like I said, I have a little bit more freedom to choose, but gonna spin the wheel. Oh, that was loud. Okay. Okay. Okay, we got blue again. I think I'm gonna have to do it, and I'm gonna put The Companion on my TBR because like I said, I was really between this one and The Layover, so I'm kind of happy that we got blue again, but if we get it again, I won't do it. But that was just quick and easy to pick. Okay, let's do the 5th one. That was like the easiest one that we've had so far, so alright, so let's spin for the 5th book. If we get blue again, I think I'm just gonna take it off there because I really want to get a new color. Something interesting. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, we got pink. Okay, so right off the bat, 3 pink books. I would say this is not pink. It feels like it should be pink though because of like the backing, but I'm not gonna Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is like pink or red. I feel like it could go either way. I'm gonna probably say that that's red. I actually had 2 more blue books that I didn't even see, but that's okay. So it seems like the only, well, I guess this is pink, yes. So I have 3 pink books that I haven't read. We have By a Thread by Lucy Score. This is a romance. I think it's like a workplace romance, or yeah, I think this is like a workplace rom-com, he's her boss type situation, so that's fun, but this is a very long book. The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. This is like a YA romance, I think, about the summer. And then Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. This is the only Ali Hazelwood book that I haven't read. I think that I thought that I read this, but I couldn't remember really if I did. I don't think I did. I think this is the one book of hers that I haven't read yet, but I was so sure that I read it, but I don't think I did. Okay, so I think for me it's between By a Thread and Love on the Brain, and I just don't know. This book is really intimidating, I feel like. I think I'm gonna pick Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood just because I know that this is gonna be like fast paced, and I know I'm definitely gonna love this book, so that is going on the TBR. This is very intimidating, honestly. I think that's probably why I haven't picked it up yet, is just because it's like over 500 pages. That's 548 pages. That's insane for a romance book. That's really intimidating to me. So we are on the last book, and let's spin. Hopefully we'll get an interesting color. None of these have been interesting, but let's spin again. I might spin for a 7th just because I did do 2 of the same color, just to see if we can get a different color than one that we've already had. Okay. Oh, we got black. That's fun. Okay, fun. Is this red or black? This is red, right? Yeah. No. Some of this, honestly, I'm gonna be so honest with you, is based off of vibes. I think I'm like horrible at this. There's so many blue books that I missed. It's okay. Alright, here's the books that I feel like, based off of vibes, are black. So let's just start going through them. This is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is a YA series of hers I think she wrote before she wrote the Inheritance Games, and I think this was really popular. It's about like kids with powers and they work for like the FBI. I've heard really good things about this series and I have definitely been wanting to read this recently. So The Thousandth Floor by Catherine McGee. I've had this book for probably 2 years, haven't read it, and it's kind of about it's dystopian, so it's like 100 years in the future in New York City, and like it's about a bunch of different characters. I think like 5 different characters, and they kind of just all want different things, and it's about like these 5 teenagers, basically. I'm probably not going to want to read this one because I haven't wanted to read it in 2 years, so. Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This is very popular if you haven't heard of this. Like, this is an enemies to lovers YA romantasy. This is like one of the most popular. It's also been the talk recently because of some controversies about it being plagiarized, which is crazy. And I've actually been wanting to read it because of that, which I've had this book for probably like almost a year now and I still haven't read it. I got it for Christmas from Sarah, I think. Is she gave it to me for Christmas? Yeah, she did give it to me for Christmas. So I've had it for quite a while now and I just haven't read it. And then Red Rising by Pierce Brown. This is a book that I started and I started annotating it and never finished because it was supposed to be a book club book with me and Sarah. I probably won't get to that this month. Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. This is the first book in like the whatever it's called series. I don't know what this is called, like what the series is, but I think it's the first book in that series. This is like a mystery but also like a romance, I think. This is If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan. This book is a very sad romance, I think, very tragic romance. It's YA. I've heard very sad things about this. Probably don't want to read this. And then City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. This is the first book in the Mortal Instruments trilogy, the whole Cassandra Clare universe, I think, but I probably won't be reading this. I just bought this actually, and I did really want to read it. It's about the Shadowhunters novels, is what it is. The Mortal Instruments, the Infernal Devices, the Dark Artifacts, and the Shadowhunters Extended, I think. There's a lot of books, but this just, I think, is something that I definitely want to read in the fall, so maybe this will be on like my September TBR. So I think I'm gonna pick through like with these 2 books, and I'm gonna be honest, I think that my brain is telling me to read this month, so I think I'm going to read this month. The second one just came out. I've been wanting to read this summer, and I think that I'm going to be more inclined to pick this one up. That is the 6th and final book on my TBR for this month. Very fun. I have lots of things now to read this month. Honestly, like talking about some of these books has kind of like put them a little bit higher up on my radar and has me like wanting to read them, which is not silly, but it's a bit funny to me just because like they obviously haven't been on my radar because I haven't been paying attention to them. So this is the final August TBR. We have Love at First Book, The Loneliest Girl in the Universe, The Layover, The Companion, Love on the Brain, and Powerless. We have one fantasy, this is also romantasy, 2 mystery thriller type books, and 3 just straight up romances. I think we have a good mix of stuff this month, so I definitely have a good mix of things to pick from. So with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed watching me pick out my August TBR. I know I didn't pick out one last month, but I think that was helpful to get me back into reading. I was starting to like slump a little bit because I felt like I wasn't completing my monthly TBRs, so I'm really gonna try this month and complete this TBR. I think it definitely helps that I'm using the color wheels and not just picking books, but I might get back to doing that once I get out of this like mini book slump that I'm in. Like I said in my July wrap up, which like I said earlier, if you haven't seen that, you should definitely go check that out. But I did say I was kind of slumped last month, which it doesn't show because I read 9 books last month, but I definitely felt like I was, so I feel like that contributed to me not wanting to pick a TBR, and hopefully that won't happen this month. So let me know if you've read these books, let me know if you're excited for me to read these books and share my thoughts with you. Let me know if you have book recommendations. I always say this, please recommend me books. I want book recommendations so bad. I want new books. I love getting new books. Anyway, with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! Mwah!